Yeah, you'll make me have to get it then.
All right. No, I'm not gonna get something. That usually is a better indication that I'm gonna pick it up versus saying I'm going to get it. Honestly, it's so. Honestly, I put a pre-order in.
What?
I talked about how I wanted this figure, and I still do. I do still plan on purchasing it.
But so I think I might pick this.
Really? And I think Curbside would have been a much better name in
Yeah.
Antagony. And she's like, oh my god, seriously? Oh, we have to get 3 of them. So we're going to be getting 3 of them. And that also told me that I won in life for what it is, especially if it's in these colors are actually, it's like a cheesy Megatron dragon. It's kind
Cheese
of
whiz. Cheese whiz.
cheese whiz. Yeah, exactly. It could be the cheese whiz crossover.
Macaroni, Velveeta macaroni and cheese.
There you go. Welcome back, BBC fans. As always, I'm James the Con,
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
and we've got some interesting news for you today. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say we've kind of worked out our schedule for certain now. It'll be Wednesdays and Saturdays. We're going to be uploading about 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so hit the bell to keep updated with everything that we have. All the reviews and stuff will be in between there, but those will be our news windows.
And before we get started, I just want to say it's late, but happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Here's my Father's Day present. So wanted to say happy Father's Day to you guys. So
Yes, happy Father's Day to all of you, and especially my dad for getting me into Transformers. So let's get right into the news with some unfortunate news, I guess you can say. First off, and that is that the Rise of the Beast box office has crashed drastically. Now, it only made about 20 million on the second weekend, and they haven't seen a crash like that since like 2017 or something like that. It's not very surprising with all of the what's that called? With all of the competition it had. So
I actually think, because the only thing that really got released this week was The Flash, which also didn't do well.
yes.
So I don't know if it was that people just didn't go to the movies this weekend because of Father's Day, maybe. But yeah, there wasn't. I thought it did so well its first week, surpassing Spider-Man the first week, and then it's just like, man, I think James, me and you could have been in the movie and did better than that.
Oh, we definitely could have been. Especially if they let me, do a Spider-Man Transformers crossover. Now that would get people in the seats. All right, let's talk about some leaks. There's only one leak today, and that is the G1 Retro Kickback. So this is going to be a Walmart Collector Con supposedly exclusive. I don't know how they got this. I'm assuming somebody at Walmart was able to look it up and found it. So I don't know if you have this. Are you going to be getting it?
I think I'm gonna pass. I have 2 sets already of G1 Insecticons, so I think I'll probably pass, unless of course it's in that really cool new packaging, but more than likely I'll still pass.
Okay, I think it's going to be. It would be really cool if they did all 3 Insecticons with packaging that goes together. You know what I mean? Like, that would be really cool, but, who knows what they're going to do.
Yeah, you'll make me have to get it then.
All right, so let's move on to just announced. So we were doing something a little different. So there was a fan stream today, but I wanted to keep all of those reveals together. So we're gonna do those about halfway through just announced, and we're gonna start off with the third party and then go into the Hasbro, just so you guys can see all of our thoughts on the fan stream in one place instead of mixing the updates and the just announced. So let's start off with some third-party goodness, and that is Dr. Wu is back with another color scheme, and we have the Nemesis Deco. Now, honestly, this one is very nostalgic for me. If you've watched our original video, I got into third-party, with the fans project Nemesis Deco of their city commander. So this is very I don't know. It brings back all those memories of getting my first ever third-party figure. Will I get it? Probably no. I like it. It's just not the scale I want. I mean, I'm going to say this. I am more inclined to buy this one versus the other version that I talked about, just because I do have a large Nemesis collection, and this could just slot right in and nobody would know any different. So we'll see.
So
you don't gotta believe me. That's fine.
now that's a hard pass on a Ultra Magnus after you said you're going to get it, and now a softer hard pass on a Nemesis after you just gave us this tear-jerking response of how this is what got you into third-party Transformers, and then you end it with nope, not going to get it.
I didn't. Well, you know, let me, instead of nope, not going to get it, let me say, when I say no, I'm not going to get something, that usually is a better indication that I'm going to pick it up versus saying I'm going to get it. Honestly. So we'll see.
Okay.
So next they did a Shattered Glass Optimus deco, which makes no sense to me because this is Optimus Prime's deco as Ultra Magnus. So they're just churning out the repaints.
Yeah.
And it looks fine for what it is.
They had the color already in the gun and ready to go.
Yeah, and they already had the color in the, you know, because they had the Optimus Prime Shattered Glass version. So they're like, let's just keep it going. So it looks good for what it is, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it does.
And then they also have the Diaclone color scheme. So this is supposed to be Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus, wrong body. He's supposed to have the laser Optimus Prime mold, but whatever. It's also Diaclone. I know you have a pretty large Diaclone Magnus collection. Are you going to be picking this up?
Probably not. But you know what? I'm not going to, because again, that would push me further into going to that scale, and I don't need to. I don't have the room.
Yes. Well, I do think Dr. Wu is in a scale of its own.
It
so
is.
I don't think you would need to worry too bad. You only have about 10 or 15 figures to get instead of, like, you know, 150 with the rest of the Legends.
I already looked. I literally looked at my pre-order list and don't need to add anything else to it. That's not in the main frame of what I collect. So no more.
All right, well, let's get closer to Hasbro figures. And first, we've got the fourth-party Jetfire. No price yet, but it should be pretty reasonable if the other fourth-party masterpieces are any indication. So if you missed out on the original one, I don't know if it's still available. I think it is, but if you don't want to pay those prices, you might have a secondary option.
It's amazing how fast they're coming out with these knockoffs.
Wait till we get to the end. Trailbreaker is already out.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we get to what was released. But again, it's
Great
cool
figure.
for what it is. Yeah,
Great
I
figure.
just wish the KO companies would have a little bit of fun with it and make it the black repaint. Because I honestly probably would be down for a black and purple masterpiece size Jetfire.
Oh, if they did that Shattered Glass,
Mm-hmm.
I would. Well, I'd pick it up too. So that would be easy one for me.
And the last one before we get into what was announced today by Hasbro, we've got this, and this is an oversized Legacy Dragon Megatron. Do you know what I'm going to say, Bobby?
I'm. If it was that color, you would get it.
Honestly, I was thinking, I'm like, I actually like these colors. It's kind of like God Megatron, if you ask me. You know, put some sparkles in it. But I was going to say repaint it as Cryotech and you have my money.
Well,
Yeah.
when I first saw it, I was
I'm
like, "Are they doing a Cryotech?" And then,
well, if you look next to it, that's Kingdom Primal.
yeah,
So he's huge. This is not a small figure. It's like double the size almost.
it is.
So again, give it to me in Cryotech colors. I'll buy it. Regular Dragon Megatron colors, I don't need it. I already got. But it's supposed to have articulated fingers and an updated head. Somebody said in the forum I found this. So there you go. It looks cool for what it is, especially if it's in these colors are actually it's like a cheesy Megatron dragon. It's kind
Cheese
of
whiz, cheese whiz,
cheese
Megatron,
whiz. Yeah, exactly. It could be the cheese whiz crossover.
macaroni, Velveeta macaroni and cheese.
There you go. All right, so
Now I'm
why don't we
hungry.
start getting into what was in the fan stream today?
Oh yeah.
The first one actually caught me off guard, but it didn't at the same time. And that is Studio Series Primal. Now, what are your thoughts on this?
I like the accessories more than anything. I like that I don't even the chain on the figure.
Mhm.
I know they kind of showed that off a little bit. I really like that. I don't know why I always like weapons that have chains attached to it. I like that they had the I can't think of what it's called from the movie that splits into two.
Trans warp drive.
Yeah,
something
that.
like that.
I like that it came with that as well. I thought it was funny how they talked about they included the axe for Optimus because they couldn't do it in the Optimus release. So now if you want that weapon, you have to buy this. Um, it's okay. It's okay to me. The figure is okay to me in both modes.
Okay, all right. So,
I like the details in the arms and the,
Yes.
and the chest and the legs.
so the first thing I want to say, like you said about the chain weapon, I guess they got the stills and they didn't use that scene in the movie, and now I'm like, what are we missing? That would have been awesome to see. I don't know what like. We didn't talk about this, but they cut transit out of the movie altogether, and there was supposed to be like 30 minutes there that they cut out. So I'm like, I want to get the Blu-ray and see all these deleted scenes because that could make the movie 100 times better, you know.
It's possible.
But onto the figure, I actually like this. It said it's 8.5 inches, which is decent size for a leader class figure nowadays, which is kind of sad to say it. So, honestly, I put a pre-order in
What?
because I can paint the red eyes and put it in my Nemesis collection. Honestly, Nemesis Primal. Like, it won't be Optimus Primal. It looks like a fun figure. It has a lot of accessories, which I appreciate. It should be larger than our normal leaders, which I can get behind. And that's one of the main gripes I have with these figures. I think it's kind of clear from when we talked is how small they are. So this kind of gets around that. And I wouldn't mind picking up some of the movie figures if they were just larger, to be quite honest with you. So,
Wow.
yeah. But we'll see. If reports come out and I'm able to see it in hand, and they lied and it's not 8.5 inches tall and it's 7 inches tall, that thing's getting canceled in a heartbeat. So, yeah, the size is right.
Yeah, I will not be picking this up because I'm not really a Beast Wars fan. Even though I do have a couple in my collection, this is one that I probably won't be getting.
And I do like the axe. He'll just have the axe as well. It's not going to no prime. So let's get into some legacy reveals. And the first thing is perfect for a Legends collector like you. And that is we have this Legends set. So here's Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. And they gave Optimus Prime the cutest little trailer that looks like a Tonka toy. It does. I don't know if they were trying to make it not look like it's for adults, even though it's a Pulse exclusive, but it totally looks like a Play School edition. And here are their bot modes. So before I let you have a hack at this, I will say I do have that Bumblebee. I got it for $5.99 at Ross. It was the Bumblebee and Spike 2-pack. It's perfect for $5.99. $14.99, what Target was selling it for? No. I don't think it's worth it. But $5.99, I don't feel gypped. I don't know the price on this. I don't think it's up for pre-order quite yet. I could be wrong. So what do you think about this?
So I have the Bumblebee and Spike as well. And I like how they made the trailer bigger so Bumblebee could fit inside. But as a G1er, I don't really recall a big deal of Bumblebee fitting inside of Optimus Prime's trailer. Maybe there was an episode that I missed. But
Well, and even if you wanted to, he's smaller than the other car, so he could slide right in.
yeah, so I mean, it was always kind of the other cars that fit into Prime that was kind of the thing that any of the cars could fit in. So for them making it big enough to hold Bumblebee, again, I just think it goes back to how the emphasis is on Bumblebee being such a main character now versus I think he was he was kind of an add-on character in the G1 series. I mean, he definitely had his relationship with Spike and things like that, but I mean, he's just totally up front, even ahead of Prime in some situations. So it's cute. I won't be picking it up. I don't think I need another set of Primes in this look. So yeah, I'll be passing on this set.
Okay. I will be as well. I think they use Bumblebee only because they have no other Autobot cars in the core class. Except for like Ironhide, but that's Studio Series, so
Yeah.
they don't have any, so they went with Bumblebee. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to be picking it up. I don't like that core class Prime. I have the Nemesis Prime version, and it's the weakest of all the core classes I have. I would say I only have the Decepticons, full disclosure. But I still think it's the weakest one.
Yeah, I have the Prime, I think, up there somewhere as well. And so yeah, I'm okay. I'm good.
I'm sure if I had the Dinobots to compare it to, that would be a different story.
Oh god.
But let's get into some deluxe reveals.
Oh,
And the first one is Strong Arm. I laughed when I saw this because I was like, it's an Alicia 1 remold. I knew it right off the bat, and they're like, you can't tell it's an Alicia 1 remold. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't tell? it's Alicia 1 with a big old head. That noggin is way too big.
that head is humongous. I don't like anything about this. I passed on the Alita one. I don't like the alt mode on this as well. I don't like the figure. I don't have any connection to the character besides us doing a repaint in Chicago, I think it was.
I think that repaint looks better than this.
And I actually have her around here somewhere. I know I showed her one time when we did it, but I don't like the facial expression. I mean, I honestly, let me take that back. The bot mode is okay, but I don't have a connection with the character to make me want to invest in it. I passed on the Alita 1 mold because I just didn't like what they made her look like in alt mode. So this alt mode I don't really care for. I don't know what Strong Arm turned into initially, so I don't have a connection with the character, so this was an easy pass for me.
I completely understand it. I'm in the same boat. I don't have a major connection with Strong Arm, but you know me, I like my fembots, especially non-traditional fembots that will turn into a truck or something, but she's supposed to be bulky. This doesn't look really bulky, at least in my eyes. I think of Strong Arm, I think of like a Strika-ish bulky version. And it seems like they just put all that bulk into the head and on her backpack. Because they didn't like have any of that come into the robot mode. So she has fembot syndrome where everything's it's a shell former. But I will give them props. That head is very nicely painted, if it is just a little bit too big. They did a great job with that head sculpt. It's just too big for this mold, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe she is a big head. I don't know.
That back, all that stuff on the back as well. Back showed,
That's why I put that picture in there. I thought that was very important because the bot mode looks okay, but then they spin it around, and I think somebody messed up and they shouldn't have spun it. That ruins the figure.
Yeah, we're supposed to do this. Only this is as much,
Exactly.
this is as much we can show. Don't spin it.
Exactly. So, yeah, there you go. I don't think there's much more to say. So why don't we move on to a better figure, and that's Detrius. So I'll start. I know we talked about how I wanted this figure, and I still do. I do still plan on purchasing it.
But
it looks so plain. I don't know what about it. Maybe it's all the same colors. It looks so plain, and I'm gonna have to do a Bobby and get a Toy Hacks when that comes out, because maybe it's because it doesn't have a silver bumper. But something about this just looks so plain.
I see 3 colors besides the Decepticon sign. There's the gold in the weapons and the gold on the engine, and then there's the burgundy colors, and then the black wheels, and everything else is like basically the same color in the alt mode. In the bot mode, at least you can see some of that burgundy in the arms and the midsection and along the feet and legs. So it looks better. But even still with the chest and the head, it's very muted. I would have liked to see some burgundy, maybe even if it was like burgundy on the ears or something like that. And again, I'm not familiar with the character. I will be picking this up as well, but it did give me that boring, not finished, need a little bit more to it.
I agree, and that's why when you order a toy hack set for that, just order 2 and I'll pay you back later. Because this needs it. And some splashes. Like, I don't understand with the Junkions. They should be doing the battle damage from Siege. I think that would look really cool on those guys. They're supposed to be dirty and grimy and stuff, but they're not. But whatever. I think you would enjoy this more as Hound, because we know that's coming down the pipeline if they have
exactly. Yeah. I'm just scared that it's going to look boring as well. He was already kind of a boring looking color.
I was going to say Hound's already a little boring, black and green, and that's it. But you know,
without any.
I think also this tan color that the majority of the car is just a boring color to begin with.
Very. It's like
so it's not like it's green where green's like, oh, okay, that's green. It's kind of like, ugh, it's drab.
It looks like.
And I always thought it was more of a tan. This is more of a peach color.
It's like Manila, like the Manila envelope or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. And it's just
boring.
Yeah.
Even though I'll be getting it.
Let's move on to something that's not as boring, but we knew it was coming, and that's Bludgeon out of the Tarn mold. And I've got to say, I like this. And I think I'm going to put a pre-order down. That pose that they showed off in the bottom really sold it. And I'm like, this looks fun. I've warmed up to that Tarn figure after messing with him and having his head get ripped off and his arm get ripped off while I'm taking pictures and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know, why not? This looks good. I like the color scheme better than Tarn. It looks fine. I know you don't like Bludgeon. I've always liked Bludgeon, though. I just wish it was bigger.
So, I think I might pick this up.
Really?
And I don't know why.
You got me.
It's got the reggae colors or something like that. That's what I'm like. When I saw it, I was just like, I just wanted to put on some Bob Marley or something like that, you know. So that's what I'm gonna name him. It's Bob Marley, you know.
But with the skull face.
Yeah, it's just, you know. I did pick up the Tarn, which was just a random. I saw it in the store and I just grabbed it. Don't even know why. I didn't even open it yet. I do like that pose at the bottom that you mentioned as well. It does look very, very posable, and the articulation in that stance in itself is very unique to what we've been seeing in the figures as well lately. But again, I think I like those colors, and it's just making me want to go to Jamaica and, you know, have some. I can't even think of what they're called now. I messed up the joke.
You can get some jerk chicken. How's that sound?
I want some plantains. There we go.
All right. Well, after that surprising, that you're gonna buy this, let's move on to something that I don't know if you're gonna like. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on it, and that is Trashmaster. What do you think about this guy?
I hate it. I hate it, but I like it at the same time.
Oh.
I hate it because it doesn't look like anything that it looks like a something they just threw together. But because it's a Junkion, I like it because that's what they are. They're just thrown together. So I like the alt mode. I like the big head on them. I just like it. I don't know why. When they pulled it out, I was like, I'm gonna get this, and I don't even know why.
Wow, you are just on Hasbro's team today. That's surprising.
I really am.
Every time he always says, fans, I'm done with Hasbro. I'm gonna get like one a quarter, and then he's buying both Voyagers.
Yeah, Uh,
So,
yeah, I got it. I
well,
mean, I'm
you're
scared of how
waiting
much
to
it's
see
gonna
more
cost.
about it.
Yeah, I'm scared to see how much it's gonna cost, and
$35. I mean, I'm sure the Voyager price is going to be the same.
yeah, I mean, if I can, maybe I can catch a good sale or something like that on it. But I do want it. I'll put that out there. I do want it.
So, I like things about this figure. First of all, let me say they said they were going to call this guy Curbside and not Trashmaster, and I think Curbside would have been a much better name.
Yes.
That would have been cool. Trashmaster sounds like my favorite word, lazy. Of course it's called Trashmaster, but Curbside is unique. So if I get this guy, he will be named Curbside, not Trashmaster. Because Trashmaster takes me to think of Taskmaster from Marvel. I don't know why.
Motormaster. I mean,
yeah, exactly. But so with this figure in particular, I like the head. I'm not a big fan of the proportions, and I don't like all the kibble coming off of his side and the big thing on his like that. I don't like that at all.
Big old butt flap.
Yeah, and they kind of showed it. It kind of moves up a little bit, but it's still there and noticeable. So as of right now, I will be passing on this. I also don't like the colors. When I think I was spoiled in the colors for the prototype when it was purple and green, and I was like, oh, that thing looks amazing. And then it's in this drab, junky on colors, which I understand, but they are still drab. So right now I'm passing on it. As we've seen, my mind changes quite frequently. So I might be picking it up.
Yes.
So let's get on to the leader class figure. And that's Dreadwing. I think we're both picking this up.
Yeah.
I think this deco makes this mold shine. I really love this yellow on the nose cone. I don't know why, but that brings the whole thing together. So, but the rest of it looks great. I'm glad I got the Skyquake to go with this guy.
Well, I just ordered Skyquake today. I took advantage of the sale at Hasbro Pulse. And so I did order that, and I think that was a price I was okay paying for that figure. And I love this blue. The yellow looks great. The hints of red look great, or red hues. I just think this is a good looking figure. I have no connection to the character at all, but I will be anxious to get it.
It looks nice. It'll look nice on the shelf.
Yeah.
Okay, let's end these just announced ones, and then we'll get into the updates. But so this next one, I was so excited for. Just a little story time. So when I went to YouTube to watch this, I forgot about it. I got it literally on the last minute, and I saw a flash of this figure, and I screamed like a little girl. And that is because we're getting Antagony. So I've liked Antagony since I saw this first picture from BotCon on the side. And it really started me getting the fembots, the Decepticon fembots. Because when I saw that, I'm like, that's what I want in Transformers. That's cool. That's unique. And then I heard about her backstory with Unicron and blah, 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 blah. And more to her story is I actually went to TFCon LA and Chicago. And at both of them, we've seen the original BotCon Antagony. I know you probably didn't see it because you weren't looking. But I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I went to my wife, and I'm like, I want that. And she was like, oh, but it's $1,200. And we went and did something, and she asked the guy if he could come down on the price, and he wouldn't. We saw it again at Chicago. Again, he passed on it. And I called her today and said, hey, they're making an Antagony. And she's like, oh my God, seriously? Oh, we have to get 3 of them. So we're going to be getting 3 of them. And that also told me that I won in life. So I will be picking up 3 of these, if not more, to go in various shelves, because I have been waiting for this for so long. And it comes with the scavenger head. The Beast Wars Transmetal Scavenger was one of my favorite toys as a kid. So I am stoked to get this.
So I have absolutely no connection at all to this character. I did like the color scheme. I know you had Inferno.
If we didn't talk about it, but that was one of my top Hasbro toys of 2022. It was tied with tarantulas.
and I did not pick that one up, but you talked about it so much that actually I went looking for it, and
Oh,
I never
really?
found it. And so
Oh, too
I
bad. I just saw it. I would have picked it up for you if you wanted it.
yeah, so yeah, go ahead and grab it if you see it. So because you said that, I will be picking this up to see what all the hoopla is and see if it does something for me half as much, a quarter as much as it does for you. I mean,
Yes,
so
I am ecstatic. This is what I've been wanting, and we're finally getting weird BotCon repaints. Again, I think they just did it because Inferno doesn't have another repaint. Like, what are you gonna paint an Ant as? This is his only repaint. But even though I would have shanked the guy if he would have painted the head maroon like he said he wanted to, because she's supposed to have a lavender head, I would have found out where he was and I would have shanked him and said, make her right. Because, so he's lucky. He's very lucky that he did it in the right color scheme.
yeah, I'm curious. I'm happy for you. You've been talking about this figure since I've met you, and I remember you
I almost
telling me
made
about
one, remember? I almost made a custom of it.
Yes. So I'm very happy for you. And I think this, when I saw it, because I also missed the I had a meeting at work, and so it ran long. I couldn't jump in on the live stream, and this is the last figure I saw as well. And I just started laughing. I said, "Oh, James!" And I could see you probably at work like, "Oh."
Exactly. Yeah, with a little more flippy arms than this. So, so I'm very excited. All right, well, enough gushing about this figure. You'll probably hear more about that as we get more updates. Let's actually go into the updates now. So the first one that we've already seen that they showed off today was Studio Series Deluxe Mirage. I don't know about you, but the mainline version looks better than this, in my opinion.
I mean, again, I love Porsche. I'm a car guy. The alt mode is so panely. There's like, it looks terrible to me. I'm just all the way out on this figure, this character, as well. I mean, I saw it in the movie. They just messed it all up. That's Jazz. And ironically enough, I got my replacement parts for my Fans Toys Jazz. And this is who that character should be. And so I'm actually happy that they didn't mess up Jazz by making this. So this is in its own universe. This is the multiverse of Transformers where Mirage is a Porsche.
Yeah. So, like I said, if I was collecting the Movieverse line, I would pick up the one that's in that 3-pack. You know, the mainline one, because I think that looks a ton better than this. And we both talked about that figure, and we're like, oh, that doesn't look bad. If we see it and it's cheap, we might pick it up. This I would pass without a heartbeat. He's so chunky. And the character was not chunky at all in the movie.
He's very skinny.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm sure it's licensing and stuff that made it hard. So, let's get into some that we've already talked about, and I don't think we have much to say. I did a whole rant on one of them. We saw Shadow Striker and Bombshell. They look the same, even though it did annoy me that he's like, oh, Shadow Striker doesn't have as much kibble as the original mold from, 2001. And I'm like, yeah, but that kibble makes it look unique.
So I'm going to say...
It still had the big car panel on the side as a shoulder. Like, that's the worst part of the kibble.
Seeing it live, the colors looked amazing.
You really thought? I thought it looked so... Well, again, I wanted the other colors, though.
So the purple...
Blue, the baby blue and stuff like that. Just because it's boring. Just like the Trashmaster and just like Detrius. There's no life in this figure.
I thought the colors really shine through. I was actually amazed at the paint on it. And so... It looked like a richer purple than...
It did. I'll give you that. It didn't look as drab. Yeah, it did have more of a richer color to it.
So I was really amazed by that. And actually, I thought you were going to jump on that. And then when they showed the back, it looked like a cape or something like that. It didn't look as bad as earlier.
You are right. Yeah.
So I'm not going to pick it up, but it didn't look as bad as when it was first announced in the early shots we saw of it.
I'll give you that. I think my main issue with it is honestly the deco. It just doesn't look like either of the Shadow Strikers that we have. And going on to Bombshell, I'm going to be picking this up. It's fine. It's boring, but it's okay. There's not much to say about it. It's Bombshell. They did a good job making it a boring Bombshell because it's like every other Bombshell that has ever existed.
I can't argue with you. And it's funny. I just started messing with my my Insecticons, my MP Insecticons, and so I was actually kind of I'm in the bug mode, I guess. Maybe that's why I'm picking up, Antigone as well. Maybe I got bit by a bug, and I wanted to go see Spider-Man this weekend as well.
I was just about to say you got bit by the bug.
Yeah. So who knows?
All right. So next we've got the Legacy Corsnarl, which was leaked, I believe, last week. The individual figure looks fine. That combined mode does not look good. They were like, oh, it's a feat of engineering, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is engineering. I don't want to be mean. But we've already talked about this quite lengthy, so I don't know if there's anything else you want to say about it. There's nothing I want to say.
I just want them to put some longer, just a little bit longer front legs on him, so his face isn't dragging on the ground. He looks like, and
a hedgehog. I think he looks like a hedgehog. He doesn't look like a dinosaur.
Like my dog, when he wants to scratch his face, he will drag his face across the carpet. That's what he looks like he's doing right now. Just like, okay, I don't really feel like, I don't want to wake up. I'm just going to lay here. My butt's in the air, but I'm just going to keep my head on the ground. I mean, I've seen tons of cartoons as a kid that was like that, like a Bugs Bunny episode. I remember somebody doing that. And so that's my gripe with this character. It looks good in alt mode. In bot mode. No complaints there. But yeah, that combined mode is atrocious.
I agree. Let's move on. Let's go through these next ones kind of quick because again, we've talked about them quite a bit. So first of all, the Prowl Ironhide death scene. Here's them with the blast effects. I know you wanted to see that. Does that change your opinion at all?
I like how they put the Prowl to the side so we couldn't see how terrible that looks. The paint looks on him. The Ironhide, I almost want to shed a tear right now. That was like, that looks really, really good. That pose and everything looks really, really good right there. So I like that. Again, the Prowl, I'm so disappointed. But give me some smoke, some yellow or orange eyes, and I'm sold on that. And I'm sure there's going to be somebody who comes out with one. And
Toy Hacks will at least do the orange eyes.
Yeah. So, and just it's just something pegs onto the mouth. It's just that look, crushing. But the Ironhide looks really good.
Yep. So I'm going to be skipping out on this. I don't really want to talk about it because it's kind of boring. Go watch our previous videos if you want to see it. And again, they showed off the Troop Builder pack, which we talked about quite a bit as well. I'm still completely out. I'm still mad that Auto Trooper is individual. The rest of them look kind of bland, which you think would not be a thing when they're going from all these different communities into one. Even the Auto Trooper, honestly, is kind of bland, but I would still get it for nostalgia purposes. Are you going to be picking this up?
I will not be.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah.
Lastly, they showed off the Volvo Prime. I did like the Matrix in the chest, and I'm going to say I would pick this up if it didn't have the trailer and was $20 cheaper. I don't want to pay leader class prices. I don't need another Prime. I just think it has an interesting looking bot mode. I don't need the trailer. He's not going to be displayed with the trailer. He's not going to have the trailer. You could completely leave that off, and I would buy it. So I'm out. It's not worth the money, in my eyes.
So I was looking forward to getting the Christmas version of this, and I missed it. And I saw it today, and I may order it, but because it's on sale. I agree with you. The full price, I'm not in for, but I still might pick up the Christmas one on sale.
The Christmas one on sale, that would be a bigger draw. But I really like this Prime design. I just wish it was by itself. They're just adding trailers just to bump up the price. Okay.
Well, Prime always has a trailer, man.
You don't need to always have a trailer when I'm buying the trailer. I could put one of my other trailers on him. Because I have enough of them. Okay, so that is all of the fan stream. Let's move on to our normal news. And the first one is something I think you should pick up.
Uh-oh.
I still don't know what's up with the proportions of this thing. But I did put that. It is kind of large. There you go.
I did pick it up. This is what you're talking about, right? I did pick it up.
So yeah, I mean, we've already talked about this as well. Everything seems to be it. It is. You could buy it right now, and it's already shipping. It is $400. Doesn't transform. Lanky as all get out. There you go.
So I want our viewers to know that literally I don't know about the pictures that are going to be shown until right before we actually start recording. So it just so happens that I have some of these things in the area, and James, will bring this up. So literally I just pulled out Minosaur, and I literally just had Jazz on hand. So to see this, I don't want you to think this is planned. This is all very random. With that being said, this Bumblebee is such a hard pass for me. I think, honestly, if they did it the opposite way, if they would have released this and then some of the other non-transforming ones, I would be more interested. I still don't know if I would buy it, but I think I would probably be more interested. And I think they probably could have even charged more. Not that I'm saying they should, but they probably could have charged more for the transforming one, because we're seeing all this stuff in these non-transforming figures, but the price point is not that big of a difference for what you're getting, in my opinion. So I'm so out on this with the Mickey Mouse feet.
Yeah, I think the torso is way too short, and the legs are too long, honestly. The arms look fine, they look in proportion, but I think if the torso was longer, but who knows, maybe. Honestly, it sounds like, it looks like they just reskinned one of their robots with Bumblebee stuff and just went with it. I could be wrong, so don't hold me.
I mean, his calves are bigger than his chest.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's get into something that I think you will pick up. It's small, it's tiny, and it's 86 Studio Series Brawn. So
yes, I am waiting for the release. I already have the pre-order in. Come to daddy.
Yeah, I'm skipping on this for the size. I mean, that thing is tiny. I mean, I felt gypped when I bought that Cliff Jumper. I would feel more gypped if I bought this because it's more expensive now.
Bigger than Cliff Jumper. He's a mini bot.
Then he shouldn't be a deluxe.
Well, no argument there. No argument there.
Let us know if you're going to be getting this in the comments below. I did like how the two tires come on the back of his legs, though. I like weird transformation details like that, and I just thought that looked cool from an aesthetics perspective.
I'm in on this. As soon as it was announced, I was in.
Yep, doesn't surprise me. All right, so we talked about these last time, but we finally got clear images. We already talked about these two guys. Here's Dead End and Mirage. They both look good, and we're getting them. The tempos are great. Anything you want to say about these guys?
No, just looking forward to them. I'm glad we got clear pictures. Bring them on.
Me too. I did put these separately because these are brand new clear pictures that we didn't see in hand pictures before. So here is Sideswipe. Honestly, I don't know what somebody was calling him, like Miami Swipe or something, which I think is kind of funny. I do like this still. I think it looks funky and cool. I do wish the face was another color like we talked about in a previous episode. Silver would have gone a long way just to differentiate it, but it does look good still.
I think this is my least favorite now that we see the clear pictures. I think this is my least favorite.
Is it even your least favorite versus this one?
I think so.
Really? Oh, that surprises me.
And it surprises me too. That just I like the colors on this, and that's really what I'm going with is because we have the molds already, but I'm really going with the color scheme, and the colors on this look really good. The the Miami Vice, I guess, sideswipe. I don't like the blue head at all. It's if there were some other colors in there, maybe, but just that solid blue all the way through, it's just lazy, as you would say.
Yes, so this one is my least favorite, but I still do like it. It is not the worst thing in the world. We talked about that we probably weren't going to be picking it up, but honestly, if I see it, I would not be opposed to picking it up. It reminds me of Sprite. Honestly, that's when I look at this, I think of a Sprite robot, and it is inspired by the unreleased Cycle Jazz that was going to come out in G2. So I was right when we talked about it that it was based on jazz. So
Yes, yeah.
there we go.
Lemon lime. I like that.
Yeah, it looks like a Sprite or something. I don't know. So let's get into something else that I think you're going to be purchasing. It's not. Well, I guess it's Legend scale when you think about it. And that's Toy Easy's American ship. So, I would still consider this Legend scale because it's a ship. So, you could put it in a Legends collection and it look just fine. I've got to say, I love those Uzis that it comes with, though. Those are really cool.
So I'm going to. And I haven't shown you yet.
Oh, there he is.
So I, clearly have the Japanese version.
The Yamato.
And so I like those Uzis as well, but I do not like that crown.
Well, the Japanese one is any indication that is not transformable and will be able to come off.
Well, yeah, because this is the
helmet. Exactly. And that's honestly one of the negatives for me for the Yamato is that it cannot transform with the helmet. I just think that's I don't know. I don't like that. But this one looks okay. I like the guns. I love the guns. The best thing about this.
I love the guns. That's
really cool.
That is.
That kind of makes me honestly want to buy it just for those guns because I think it'd be a cool display piece. But I'm probably not going to. Not with these prices of these things.
No. This one was pricey enough, and I got the additional accessories too. So yeah, I'm out on that one.
Yep. Next up, we have the King Toys Legends figures. So here's a group shot, all in beast mode. They actually look pretty good. Like I said, I wouldn't mind getting these in an alternate deco. Here are the robot modes. I don't really like how they're all different sizes. The one thing with the Predacons where they were all the same size. That was but they all combined in G1. So, Razor Claw being a little bigger isn't the end of the world, but I would prefer them all to be the same size. And here are the combiner images. There's a ton of them, so you might have to get your magnifying glasses out. But yeah, I think it's really interesting how small it is. It's as small as one of the leg bots. That's it. But again, if they release this in like a Shadow Nemesis color scheme as a box set for like $150, I might think about it.
No, they're not gonna do $150.
Well, then I'm not gonna get it.
I was gonna
12 install figure $150. I think that's reasonable.
I was gonna ask if you would do what if they came out with the gold, like they're coming out with the golden.
No.
Okay.
I don't like the golden one just because it's monochrome and there's no variance. If they added some black inside of it, I know that would kind of take away from the monochrome look, but I think that would look more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah,
to me, at least my eye, let's say.
Having two of these sets or almost two of these sets now, I'm good, but I think these look good. I love the way, for as stylized as they were, this is probably my favorite Predaking.
Yeah. I'm still waiting on somebody like Mastermind Creations or something to do an Ocular Max Predaking, like they did with, their Defensor and their what was the other one? Bruticus. So I really want somebody to do that because Predaking is my favorite G1 combiner. So I will definitely take a G1 stylized Predaking. And I just hope to Primus that it's not X-Transbox that does it, because I probably won't be picking that up. All right, let's move on to what is incoming. One thing today, and that is the upgrade set for the Transmittal 2 Megatron. So if you guys have the Transmittal 2 Megatron, I would highly recommend you get this because it does make it look a whole lot better.
I will not be picking this up. Even though I did just pick that Megatron up, I probably will not be getting this because I'm not that big of a fan. I just happened to see it and it was an impulse buy.
Yep, I won't be picking this up because I don't have that one. And even if I did, I don't think I'd spend the money on a Megatron. Again, release it in Cryotech colors and I'll pick it up. Not this, both of them. Unless they release this in Cryotech colors and I'm like, crap, I need to buy this now. In the off chance that Hasbro releases one of these. So let's talk about recently released. Here's some Rave Tool Tacticons, RC, and hashtag. That is the most millennial. Maybe millennial's the wrong word because it's for the kids that are kids right now. I don't know what generation they're being called right now. But hashtag is the most one pandering to them. Like, seriously, hashtag? It's a Twitter bot? Like, but I do like that alt mode on RC. I think it's unique and kind of cool. For an Earth alt mode, 1950s car, it's kind of cool.
Like a Bel Air or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool. I gotta say.
So, me and my daughter started watching Earthspark yesterday, actually, and I think we got 5 minutes into the first episode, and then she said, "Daddy, I don't want to watch this anymore." So I've watched 5 minutes of Earthspark. I do want to pick it up. I do want to, at least watch a couple of episodes. I do not like either bot mode. But I guess it is what it is. My daughter loves these. I bought her a Prime and a Bumblebee, and she loves them. So her first introduction into Transformers.
Yeah. So, and that's pretty cool. I think these are great for small children, probably even smaller than your daughter. But it is what it is. Next, we have something that's kind of cool, and that is the Hyper Steel Optimus Prime and Megatron. They don't transform. They're clear variants. I just like the packaging. I've got to say, it's pretty cool, but I don't want it. And I'm not going to pay probably $15-20 for it.
The Megatron comes with the disc. You can get the disc.
I have the disc. It came with Pterosaur.
So I'm going to pass on this as well. Just not my Megatron or Prime, and they don't transform. So
yeah, the packaging is awesome though.
It does look good.
Yeah. Next, we've got, like I said earlier, I'm not going to lie to you guys, we've got Masterpiece Trailbreaker, except this is the 4th party version. $60. So,
wow.
If you need it, go get it.
Wow.
Honestly, I don't think this thing looks horrible, and the price makes me say, oh, maybe I'll pick it up. And then I look at the legs, and I say, oh, that's why I didn't pick up the original one. So, I'm not going to be picking this up. But, again, they do it in funky colors. They might,
It's not a bad figure. I was actually pleasantly pleased with it, and $60 would have definitely made me happier, but it's not bad.
No, it's not. So, if you guys need it, get it. Next, we have another dying figure, and this one breaks my heart because Cliff Jumper is my favorite. Not in Prime, but in just general. So the APC Red Gladiator zombie version is out. And now this is how you do battle damage, Hasbro. Just saying. It actually looks cool. So you can pick it up if you need to.
Cliff Jumper just can't buy a break. He's always getting offed, man.
Yep, exactly. Always. So Here you guys go. Get it if you need it. Transmetal 2 Cheetor is out, so pick it up if you want it. I'm still waiting for the repaint. I do like that it has a firing missile.
Yeah, and a hard pass for me. I will wait on the repaint and pass on that as well.
All right. Next, I know you might be interested in these. We've got New Ages, Yogg and Dagon. So I wonder if that's a reference to Yogg-Sothoth and Dagon from the Cthulhu mythos, because that might make me buy it. Are you having these shipped to you right now?
The blue one
Which blue one?
on the right.
Oh. You're not getting the other one?
No, I'm done with my Omega Supremes. I still have to open this one.
You haven't even opened him yet. All right, well.
So
Hopefully, Bobby will open it soon and we'll be able to show you guys what's going on with that.
yeah, jeez.
And let's go to the last thing, which I know you also got. And that's the Fansoy's Japanese version.
That actually came.
You got this today, and you showed me the box art, and it has the tail fin down. And boy, does that look like a plain figure. with the tail fin, it's just all white. But I will give it to him. I think those alt modes are probably the best alt modes for Astro Train because they're realistic. So I think that's pretty cool.
You know, it's funny. As a kid, I laughed. I was like, why does he turn into a space shuttle and a train? I was like, those things have absolutely nothing to do with one another. But this was really the first triple changer, and I like it. So I will be opening this tomorrow. I think I can get around to it tomorrow. So. And we'll see about some comparisons to all three versions.
I would love to see that. It's a very cool figure, so we'll see.
Yeah. Now I got to figure out who's going to be a robot, who's going to be a space shuttle, and who's going to be a train.
Well, we'll see that debate very soon. This was a lengthy episode, but there was a lot of stuff with that fan stream. So let us know what you guys think, and we will talk to you guys very, very soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget about those.
Yes, click the bell, and we'll see you next time. As always, till all debates are won, thanks for joining.